Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel. I'm super excited about this video because we are getting ready for New Year's Day and everything that means as a Southerner. So right now, Len and I are getting in the car and we are getting ready to go to the farmer's market to pick up some of the important menu items that we will need for our New Year's Day meal. So y'all just come along with us and see what it's like to have New Year's Day dinner down here in the South. Local farmers market, trying to find the things on our list. We need some onions. Do they have Bodega? I actually don't see any. So we need a few things. They turn things around in here. It looks like, okay, he needs a potato. Jaxton needs a potato for his science experiment. Alright, so we need some bell pepper. So we need probably 4 bell peppers. These are really small. They're cute though. Alright. And then what else are we having? Well, I was hoping that they would have some that are fresh. Oh. And they also have a spiral ham, but that's not really the one that I want. I'm just going to get these at Carter's because I don't want to get anything out of the cooler yet. But these green beans, I did want to make snap beans. So, if we can do some snap beans.
Everything I got here had BB. Everything I bought here is going to go with the Lord's hat.
That way we can have a side of fresh green beans that the kids really like. I would say that's fresh.
Maybe.
Is that a worm?
Was.
Gotta clean these, of course. Anyway. They really enjoy snap beans. They'll sit at the table and snap them for me. Is that enough, you think? Okay. Alright, don't need any corn. I was really looking for collards. We need collards. I see kale. But I don't want kale. Now I know I actually don't see any. So, okra, we need celery for Hoppin' John. And I think that's all that we're going to get here at this store. So we're going to ring this up and then check the store next door. Now that we're next door, the Let's see if we can find the rest of the stuff on our list. Alright. We got the bell pepper. Green beans. Here's... Just get these.
Sweet now, dude.
Yep, that's fine. Just get those. Give it a buggy.
Well, that's some. Thank you. Got mustard green.
I want no mustard greens.
Why?
So that's no fun. No fresh collard greens. We are like a few days too late. I told you just to get the bag. It's just easier that way.
Well, we got it. Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna need more. So just grab that. All right, so we've got onion. We don't need any potatoes or anything like that. Now, let's see, we do need some eggs. I'm not paying that much for eggs. Alright, so here actually are collard greens in the bag. You just want to get some in the bag? I mean, that way we won't have to cut them. Save us a step. You want to get 2 bags or 1?
It looks like I want to say 2.
Yeah, but these are going to be like, no, I think we need 2 because these are going to cook way down.
You want to have it for 4 days or you want to eat it once or twice?
You sure?
They're going to cook way down, but how much are we realistically going to eat?
Alright, we're trying to figure out how much we should actually be cooking, not to have leftovers for days. So we will go with that much collard greens.
If I'm wrong, no.
So we still need, I'm not using bacon, I want like a ham hock. Here's pigtails. I don't see a, oh, they're over here. That's why. We can do a hog jowl. That'll work just as well. But if we get, I can cut this in half, use half of it for the collards and half of it for greens. Because here's the ham hock, but I am not going to use it for anything else except
turkey necks
for this. Let's just do the hog jowl. This'll work. And then we were going to get a ham, but I think I want a spiral ham, which these are spirals. Well, if I can get it. That is $35. I just don't know if I want one that big. You know? Like, I don't know. Alright, we're going to check Walmart for these hams, and I really do not want one this big. We are really trying to learn how to manage our portions better since we're about to leave. So we'll try Walmart for that. Alright, so we just left our farmer's market and our butcher. Y'all, I don't know if it's because we've waited until the last little bit, but also I guess it is the winter time. They did put some collards out as we were leaving, but I'm glad that we got them in the bag because that's just another step we don't have to do, is cut the collards. So we'll just use the ones in the bag, and I'm glad that I went ahead and got the black-eyed peas. They were a little bit more expensive than what I would pay at Walmart, but you know, we have the opportunity to support our farmers market, and I feel good about doing that. So now we have oregano, and let me just show you what is on our list, okay, so that you'll know what we're out here looking for. Here is what I had come up with, and between going to both stores, we got the ham hock, we also got the black-eyed peas, we got the collard greens in the bag, some onions, celery, and bell pepper. I have oregano at home. Actually, I don't think we do. I think I used it because we've been trying to go through our spices. So I do need oregano and some thyme leaves. I'm going to get fresh thyme leaves. And we did not find a ham. I want a small ham. Y'all know, since we've gone through Thanksgiving and Christmas, we make way too much food. So we are trying to pare it down and not have such big dishes to where we have to have leftovers for days, because the kids honestly get tired of eating it. I get tired of eating it, and we're trying to go through the food in our house, so I just want to stick to smaller portions. We've even talked about going out and getting some smaller cooking dishes so that we can actually make smaller portions for mealtime. That way everybody just gets a small portion of each thing instead of making each dish for 20 people, it seems like is what I do. But we also have these things that we're going to get as well, because I found a recipe on the back of the Hop and John paper for a chocolate mayonnaise cake. And Len and the kids were like, oh, that is disgusting. But apparently, according to Southern Living, mayonnaise makes chocolate cake more moist. So we're going to try this chocolate mayonnaise cake. So we need eggs, another container of mayonnaise, chocolate chips, some corn syrup, heavy cream, unsalted butter, and powdered sugar. And I also need 3 pans because I don't have 3 cake pans. So I'm going to have to get 3 round cake pans. But we also need enough eggs to make deviled eggs because the kids really enjoy eating deviled eggs. So I want to make sure that we have some of those on New Year's Day as well. These things are just for the kids to make some pizzas. So this is what we have been looking for, and we got actually a whole lot all off of our list. I knew this stuff wasn't going to be at the farmer's market, so we were going to have to go to Walmart anyway. But the ham I was hoping we could find there, they're just too big. I really don't want... I mean, usually whenever we cook ham, I usually take the ham juice, put it in the freezer, and, you know, cut the ham up, put it in the freezer, and we use it later. But I'm trying to get the stuff out of our freezer, so I'm not going to be doing that. So I just want a small little ham that I know that they're going to eat. And then if I need to cut it up, dice it up, and give it to the little boys for lunch the next day or two, that'll work out perfectly. Or put it in beans the next night. I just don't want to have a whole lot left over like we always have done in the past. So we're going to see how this works out. Us trying to pare back how much we actually cook at a time, because I don't want to be freezing things. So now we're going to go to Walmart and see if we can get the rest of these things. Yo, it seems like Walmart is just a hot mess. Maybe it's always been a hot mess and I just never paid any attention. But COVID.
Store celebration.
Just,
Truck behind us and they got blue cone. What?
Store celebration. Yo, I have no idea what's going on. Like, they're setting out these blue cones everywhere. I don't know if you can see them, but put them behind people's cars. I'm so confused. Like, this woman is confused too, because she's parked over there and now there's cones. So I'm so confused. I have no idea what's going on at Walmart. Let's get out of here before they put cones on our side of the street. This is super weird that there's blue cones everywhere. But anyway, so we got everything on our list. And so, yeah, blue cones. So I'm not really sure what these people are gonna do. Maybe they can back out. I don't know. They're doing something with these blue cones. Oh, they're doing them over there too? What? Anyway, we're going home. So we have everything on our list and we are ready for New Year's Day, which is still a few days away. So when we get ready to cook, we're gonna bring y'all along. So let's see how we can cook this up. Okay, it is New Year's Eve, and thankfully we don't have anything planned because I need to get our dessert cooked before tomorrow. Now, when you think about a Southern New Year's Day, dessert is not the first thing that you think about. So of course we'll be having collards and Hoppin' John and cornbread and stuff like that. But this year, when I was looking for a Hoppin' John recipe, I pulled out this old cookbook. This is the cookbook that I used to use when I was young, and used to go to my grandmother's house and cook. So it's her cookbook that she allowed me to have after I got married and moved away from home. So I have kept this cookbook for a long time, and I was getting all of our homeschool stuff put together, and we've been moving things around, trying to purge the things that we no longer want, and I got all of our cookbooks together and I found this one again, and so I went through it and I was not disappointed. For New Year's, I found one recipe in here for the ABCs of Hoppin' John. I found another recipe, let me pull them out, that she had printed out for Hoppin' John, and a recipe that was cut out of the Piggly Wiggly ad for Hoppin' John. I have her handwritten version of Hoppin' John, and I also have the Hoppin' John recipe from the book New Year's Black Eyed Peas. So I have a lot to choose from. We will be using this recipe tomorrow from Southern Living, I believe. Yeah, this is Southern Living. So when I was going through it and I decided that I wanted to use this recipe, I flipped over to the back and found this, the Southern Secret to Chocolate Cake. It is a chocolate mayonnaise cake. So that's where we got the idea to make this chocolate mayonnaise cake. It says a surprising ingredient makes this classic dessert a forever favorite. Mayonnaise is the key to ultra moist chocolate cake. So I am getting ready to prepare this cake so that we will have chocolate cake tomorrow after we enjoy our New Year's dinner. So I'm going to start that right now. Maybe. All right, so we are whisking together, going to whisk together a hot coffee and some unsweetened cocoa.
Wish I had a smaller whisk.
That's okay.
Use a stick fork.
I would use a whisk. Oh, there it is.
Huh?
So we're gonna whisk this and let it sit for about, what, 20 minutes, I think?
So till room temp.
So room temperature about 20 minutes. I think this is gonna be what we use for our frosting, I think. You playing? You know it's dinner time, don't you? Alright, so we're using the unsalted butter, some unsalted butter, to grease and flour these 9-inch round cake pans that I bought from Walmart. I really hope that I have enough flour. I need 3 cups of flour. going to be just 3 cups. If it is 3 cups, don't look like 3 cups, but we're gonna make do with what we have here. I had a feeling I should have bought flour, but we rarely use it, so I didn't. That's okay. All right, so we're gonna mix together 3 cups of flour that I hope we have. Yeah, we have enough. Cups of flour, baking soda, which is 2 teaspoons, of baking soda. What is it, bugger? So this is half. Half and 2. Baking powder, which is a half a teaspoon. Not yet, bud. Half a teaspoon of baking powder. And a half a teaspoon of salt. Does this have rice in it?
No.
We used our salt, y'all, and I haven't bought anymore. You know, because we're trying to get rid of our stuff. And I have Himalayan pink salt, sea salt, a salt grinder. So I don't really have salt to bake with. Thankfully, I only have a teaspoon of this. Gotta whisk that together. Combine the granulated sugar and eggs. Granulated sugar, which is 2.5 cups of sugar. This is it. It's a half. So there's one. I need 1.5. Or actually 2.5. Oh boy. I'm gonna need a half cup. Wait and let me finish making this cake, please. Okay, Owen took my... Yeah, for our video. But we're gonna eat it tomorrow though. Can you find out what Owen just did with my half a cup?
Can we eat it in the morning? Can we eat it in the morning when it's
Okay, anyway, I don't know where half a cup is. Oh, is that half a cup? All right, found one. What do I do with the sugar? Okay, so 2.5 cups of sugar goes in this bowl. And eggs.
Mom,
Yes, ma'am.
you said today we could put it in the
Okay, can y'all not ask me that right now? I'm trying to bake cake. Okay. For tomorrow's lunch. And 4 large eggs. So, I need my mixer. He was supposed to use 5 eggs for his
We
son.
have 4.
We had 4?
We had 4.
Okay. Okay. And eggs. Can you find me my mixer? Hand mixer down there? My mixer. This white. The hand mixer. Sounds like the kids are watching Lego Masters. We haven't started dinner yet. I need this cake to bake first. Okay. if this is going to work out. I haven't baked in a long time. Our oven is not the greatest. There's one. Here's the other. It says about 4 minutes. I need mayonnaise. Alright, y'all, here it is. Mayonnaise going into the chocolate cake. Alright, here's our coffee mixture. Alright, here's 2. Yes. Who's that kid? Alright, so let's get these in the pan here. Woo! Comes out really quick. I'm going to put them in the oven, which is set at 350. Watch out. And
Mommy, can I lick this up?
no,
Can I lick?
it has raw eggs in it, so we're not going to lick it.
No.
I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes, I'm going to rotate them. And then we'll see how it goes after that. Alright, so this is going to be the moment of truth. I hope they're done. Oh, they look like it. They are no longer jiggling in the center. Look at that.
Clean spike.
Clean. Let's check the one at the bottom. Look at that, y'all. That looks so good. I grab this toothpick.
Ooh, that one's gooey.
Now that one's a little bit gooey.
Look, they will do the shoes.
I wonder if it will continue cooking
Look,
while
the wood dog did the
this
shoes.
one. That one's plain.
What
What do we do about this one?
The shoes.
Just put it back in the top, I guess, a little bit.
Alright, so we're going to put
I got
this
another timer for 5 minutes.
put it back in there for just a few minutes. And while I get out the bacon, the cooling rack, because I need to get the cooling rack out so that these can cool. Okay. Did you cut the light off? Alright, so we're going to do that now. Now we're going to make the frosting. It's going to be 1 1/4 cup of chocolate. A bunch of these. All of this. And it calls for bittersweet chocolate, but I'm not using that. I'm using milk chocolate.
Is this milk?
Yes. Light corn syrup. We need 2 tablespoons of light corn syrup.
How good is this?
It should be in that other drawer with the spoons and forks. Alright, so we need 2 tablespoons of light corn syrup. They need to go cut. They need to turn that off.
Oh, we'll see what you.
All right, 2
Mom's
tablespoons.
gonna turn it off.
And 3 tablespoons of heavy cream in a microwave bowl, and then we're going to microwave it on high until smooth for a minute, stirring every 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Making a mess.
No, you're not.
Yeah, we are.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
okay though. All right. We're going to combine the butter. Remaining 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I do not have. Hope that's it. Two cups of powdered sugar. My cups are washing, so I'm not going to use them. I'm just going to wing it.
Just use like a small coffee cup.
Like a cup. 2 cups. That looks like another cup. Maybe a little bit more, but it's okay. And the remaining vanilla in the bowl.
Are you allowed to eat powder?
Yeah, it's edible.
This
Yes.
is edible.
It tastes good. Yeah.
Beat on
Let's
low
make
until smooth.
smell.
All right. It says to beat in to the remaining
Oh, ew, get out, Wyatt.
in the remaining or this chocolate. See if we can get the chocolate over here.
I'm making chocolate
All right, so
frosting.
let's
Or you're making.
beat that in.
And then this. Ooh, I want to taste the chocolate. Ooh, can I have the other one?
Stay right here with it. Okay, so I guess that's how big it's gonna be. Pretty big slices. I didn't think we were going to have enough icing for this, but I guess we do. Don't look bad. Yeah. Oh, you know what? This might be too tall for this cake now.
Yeah. They're gonna be what they're gonna be.
Voila! This is our chocolate mayonnaise cake for New Year's 2023. Let's see if our cake dish fit. It is not gonna fit. That is not gonna fit on there.
Anyway.
This is our chocolate mayonnaise squash cake. Because it got squashed, and you know what? That's okay. I need
We'll
to
make
off.
it.
We'll see how it turns out to eat tomorrow.
There's just one.
All right, it is 8:45 on New Year's Day. And so we're going to start prepping for our New Year's lunch. Here is the brown sugar double glazed ham that we are going to get in the crock pot here. Let's see if I can get it open. Hopefully this will be just enough, but not too much to have a lot of leftovers. That's the goal, is not to have to put anything in my freezer, since we're trying to clean out the freezer. All right, so I have the crock pot on low. And it's a spiral ham, so it's just gonna break off into pieces. I don't ever use this. And I guess you're supposed to do it at the end anyway. So I'll decide later whether or not I'm actually going to put this brown sugar glaze on here. So we're going to put this, or let this stay in there until lunchtime, and hopefully it will heat up enough to be ready to eat. Okay, so we're going to start cooking our meal. Some of the things need to sit. Probably the biggest hurdle I have today is deciding which pot I need to use for which things. We have the Hoppin' John has to go in one pot. The green beans need to go in a pot. The collards, I'm making deviled eggs. They will also have to be cooked. And the cornbread will go in the oven in the cast iron skillet later. So I'm going to figure out which pot would be best for these. Our green beans that we got from the farmer's market, they molded like a lot. So we had to throw them out. So we went to the commissary yesterday and got more snap beans. I'm going to cook the beans and the collard greens with the ham hog jowls, and I was going to use bacon for something. I bought bacon for something, I don't remember. So let me figure out what I'm going to use the bacon for. But I'm going to start putting this stuff on. The beans need to cook for a couple of hours. The collards need to cook for a couple of hours. The Hoppin' John will be cooked as it's almost time for lunch. I think that's about it. And so will the cornbread. It will be put in the oven also later on today. It's like after 9, I think. I'm not really sure. I don't have a clock in here, so let's get started with this. Okay, we're going to start the collards first, and I'm going to use this pot. I hope that this pot works. You know, the collards will cook down, so I'm going to use the smaller of the two pots because I can just shove a lid on there and hopefully it will get smaller. So we're going to start with butter. So we're going to get some butter down in there. And when the butter melts, we will add in our garlic and onion, diced onion. Vinaigrette. Salt and pepper. Crushed red pepper. Alright, so that is cooking down. I'll do a good bit, probably about 2 tablespoons of garlic. And again, we are following recipes out of this book right here. But the collard green recipe, this is probably going to be one of these things where I add in my own notes because it's pretty basic with just your collard greens, water, salt, and your diced salt pork. So we're going to add in, I'll probably write in garlic and onion in here so that if I use this recipe again, I'll know what I did. Just continuing on with how my grandmother used to do it.
Huh?
Don't touch that. So we're going to let those cook down for a few minutes. I was trying to get the collards washed. They are fresh, so let's get those washed. Alright, so our garlic and our onion has cooked down. So we are going to add in our hog jowl and let that cook for a few minutes just to take on some of the flavor. Getting that flavor in there, I'm going to start with the green beans. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to turn it on. Add some butter in the pan. Maybe a little bit more. We will add in our, hey, get your car. We will add in our onion and our garlic. Just gonna break the pieces apart. Throw them in here. Let that cook for a little bit. Then we're going to start adding our beans and our broth. Okay, so we have the bacon rendering in here. We're going to start adding in our green beans. So we just are here. I also want these to cook down. So I'm going to add in the chicken broth. I also added some chicken broth to our ham over there. Hoping it won't get dry. So this is like one of the double boxes of chicken broth.
Bubble.
So now I'm just going to clean this up, check off some of my to-do list things, make sure that I have everything ready because we still have cornbread. I need to I need to boil eggs for the deviled eggs. So I still also do have to do that. So I might as well get those to boiling now. All right, so there are 10 of us. 3, 4, 5, that's 10 deviled eggs, but a lot of us like to eat a few more. So actually, I'm going to do as many that will fit the bottom of this pot. And that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Let me get one more in here. 10. 10 eggs is going to make 20 half eggs. And so we're just going to get these on the stove, let them come to a boil, and cut it off. That's the best way I have found to cook eggs. Okay, I probably should have checked. What time is it? What time is it?
11:18.
It's 11:18 now. We are checking on our food. The greens, let's see here. The greens have cooked down. They're looking really nice. And I am going to add some vinegar and a little bit of sugar now to get rid of the bitterness in the greens, but they're looking really good. I might add some water also. So that's the greens. The collard greens. Here is our green beans. They are looking really nice. They also kind of need some water. I'm getting ready to salt these and add some pepper as well. So those are looking good. All right, so now we're going to get started on our Hoppin' John. What I did with my recipe. So the first thing that we are going to do is cook the bacon in a Dutch oven over medium heat until crisp, about 10 minutes. So I have everything already cut up. And I'm just going to add all of this bacon to this Dutch oven and let it crisp up a bit. Let's see how quickly it'll do that. After this crisps up, we are going to add all the rest of our vegetables, our celery and onion, bell pepper, our fresh thyme, all of that stuff. That's going to be added in as well. So we're going to cook up this bacon and then keep going. All right, so we've got the bacon. It's crisped up. Now we add in the rest of our fresh ingredients. So we have onion. And it's going to go in now. And the celery. Our fresh thyme leaves. Oh my goodness. I know you're getting hungry. And bell pepper. So all of that is going to go into the pot. I'm going to let that cook together. I also need garlic. With garlic. Black pepper. Some cayenne. Get it together here. Not too much. And some salt. So we're going to cook this down. Washing the onion. Just let it continue to soften. Then we'll add our broth and our black-eyed peas. All right, so now we are going to, this has been cooking a little while. The onions look good. We're going to add our broth and black-eyed peas. So that is 8 cups of broth. So that's 4. And here is 4 more. Great. And our black-eyed peas. We're going to bring it to a boil.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we are working on the eggs. Now for our eggs, we just boil them. And then I add in some Duke's mayonnaise, a little bit of mustard. We put dill pickle relish. And we also chop up bacon. So we fried some bacon. And we add that to the eggs. These eggs were difficult to get out of the shell, probably because they were overcooked. But we're gonna make it work. And see if we can get them stuffed anyway. But it's kind of difficult because they're in so many pieces. So yeah, we put bacon and dill pickle in our eggs. Aren't they supposed to be messy anyway? Right, isn't that the goal? So we are finishing this up. The Hoppin' John is still simmering. I'm gonna let that simmer for a little while, and I'll check the peas in just a bit to see how they're doing. And we'll start the macaroni and the cornbread. We have already fed Owen some ham and green beans, so he is going down for a nap. He's just not gonna make it much longer. So we're gonna go ahead and put him down. And so that's what Len's doing right now. So there we are, we have our eggs. Let me grab the paprika. We started putting bacon in our eggs, I don't know, a few years ago, I think, and it just adds flavor to the deviled eggs. So that's just what we do now. So 2 cups of rice, stirring often until fragrant and lightly toasted. I'm gonna salt this rice. Pepper the rice. Whatever I do with the pepper. So, sometime today I used pepper in it. Oh yeah, here it is. So we are going to salt and pepper this rice.
That one.
Okay,
Thank you. You got chapstick? Alright, so we're just going to keep stirring it for a little while until it gets nice and toasted. When this gets toasted, we are going to stir in the reserved liquid that we have from, this was from the Hoppin' John beans. So this is the liquid that we're going to stir in and then cook the rice until it's done. When the rice is done, then we will combine them again together and have our Hoppin' John. So now that this is toasting. Once I set the rice to cook, then I will work on the cornbread and the macaroni. And the kids are just hanging out. Being very patient, I must say. Because what time is it?
12:37.
12:37. We're running a little over. We might eat by 1. Thankfully, Tucker's okay. He didn't have to go to bed early. Alright, so we're just going to keep toasting this. Okay, so I have heated up the pan with butter and I just poured in the mix for the cornbread. Now I am going to drizzle on some honey. All right. And we're going to put it in the oven at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. All right, so we have deviled eggs, some collard greens, our Hoppin' John. Turned out really well. I love the taste of that rice. Our green beans with the bacon. Len is over here fixing up our boxed Velveeta macaroni and cheese.
Cheat code.
And then we have our ham, our beautiful cornbread, and our chocolate mayonnaise cake. This is going to be a very, very good New Year's until it's time to wash dishes. What you got?
Ham, cornbread, macaroni, 2 deviled eggs, and green beans.
Is it good? Are y'all happy with your meal?
Yeah.
For New Year's, we don't eat this stuff every day, do we? That looks so good. Got a little bit of everything on our plate. Yeah?
Dad got a lot.
I got a lot.
Yummy. That's okay. It's New Year's. Well, it was stuck to the lid. So, it pulled off some of the syrup. Or not syrup, frosting. But it still looks good. We're going to serve it up. Looks really moist. We're going to serve this up, have our dessert, and spend the rest of our day relaxing. And that will be a really nice way to start the new year.